to see you there.
What are you doing, baby? Sorry. Sorry. What are you doing, Alex?
All right, so obviously this apartment complex doesn't want cars that aren't registered in their parking lot, which I understand. I'm never going to say that's a bad thing. So I worked something out with somebody to store it somewhere. So I got the Fairmont out of there so that I can get the Corvette in there. Now the reason I want the Corvette back in there, come with me. Actually, you can stay here. I'll bring it to you. I'm going to do some work on the Corvette. I can't. There's so many tires. Okay. So, I'm going to be working on the Corvette again, and what I'm going to be getting from Greg Kong is a blower. I'm getting a ported blower, and Rami was nice enough to get me I believe this is a Nick Williams throttle body, 102 millimeter throttle body for the car, and I'm going to get, eventually, not right away, a 10% Innovators West in there. By the way, a bigger diameter crank balancer makes more boost. Not a smaller diameter, inside joke. So what I'm going to do is get the car in here, get the blower in here. The goal is to make about 800 horsepower. I mean, with race gas it might do it. I'm not 100% sure. Eventually E85 will be the main fuel, but throttle body, balancer eventually, and a ported blower from Greg. I also have a 2.3 pulley, so we'll see what that does. I won't be running this on pump gas at all, and if I do, it's just to drive around. Not really looking to do flex fuel. If I do E85, it'll be straight E85. I'm not a big fan of the flex fuel stuff. I know you Chevy guys are big flex fuel people, but for now I'm going to take the Fairmont to its storage spot. Now the issue I'm going to have is this. It might rot away there, and I know that. Going in, it might just rot and sit and do nothing, and I'm just like, fuck. So the goal is to get this done as quickly as possible, have it there for no more than 3 to 6 months, and I got to get in touch with somebody that's willing to do a decent amount of chassis work to it, back half, front half. That's the main culprit or the main deal, and then maybe a cage. But if it's like a $40,000 bill, I'd rather just buy a Fox body that has all that shit in it already. So for now, hush money's going to go away for a little bit, which I'm kind of sad about because I like seeing it, but it's just taking up space right now until I get into a house or something. So I'm going to bring it down to the storage spot and get the hell out of here and get the Corvette work done pretty soon. You guys wonder, you know, how certain people sponsor me or sponsor the show. Well, this was Parts Farm bought me this because he heard on one of the videos that the Fox body, which you can turn around and see over there, it's covered up. It has a radiator leak, a very slight radiator leak, and he was on the computer and he said, you know what, let me order Alex a radiator. So thank you very much, Rob at the Parts Farm. I don't know what this is, but it looks pretty cool. So we'll see. It's an unboxing video for a radiator. Oh, all right. Very nice. Thank you very much, Mr. Rob from the Parts Farm. The Mishimoto radiator. Wow. Super nice. Thank you very much. So there you go. Like for people that are like sponsors or you know, like, you know, if you want to be shouted out on the channel or whatever on the shows, Rob got me that car at a good deal. Got me a radiator at a good deal. You don't have to pay a monthly nut. You just have to hook a you know what up once in a while. And I'm a happy guy. I might have to put Kong on that list because he's going to provide. Rami's already there, but Kong is going to also start doing some stuff with the Corvette, so I might have to hit him up because he's been super awesome with the sponsorships. So this car sat here. This car sat here for a year before I put the motor in it. So it sat here for a year. Then I put the motor in it, ran 8 seconds, and now it's hoping it doesn't sit here another year because I'd be failing hush money. He needs to go and run somewhere. So the plan is hopefully get a house and then get him out of jail. But before that, I gotta figure out a way of, hopefully, I got a flat tire in the front. So I'm gonna push it. Hopefully it doesn't go through the fence.
Great job. You're gonna have to cut that part out.
Huh?
You're gonna have to cut that part out of my voice.
Did you yell stop?
Yes.
You know what pisses me off?
It looks so good.
It looks so good. I know the wheels are stupid
really
or whatever, but
no, it actually does look
I really like this car. So I'm gonna cover it up and then we'll get out of here. You can. Yep, that's the plan. So yeah, the next thing you're gonna be seeing is, wow, you're tiny. Holy shit, I'm dead. I broke my hip.
So, you're so dramatic. You broke your ass?
I broke my ass. Hip. My hip. So, oh yeah, it doesn't have any light. So what I'm going to try to do is get the Corvette done. That's the next step. The whole reason I'm doing this is to get the Corvette in the garage so that I can put the ported blower on it and I can get some boost on it, do some tuning. The cold air is still going to have to be figured out. Talk to Alec Bledsoe about the cold air situation. He has some cool things coming up, so I'm going to see what it takes to get the cold air, throttle body, blower installed, smaller pulley, race gas only, because it's going to be making decent boost, and we'll see. We'll get it down to the dyno down here, as you see right there, and we'll party. Day 2. What I'm going to do today is replace the radiator on the Fox body and the alternator. The reason I haven't really done much with the Fox body is because after I got it back from Thunder, I noticed that it had a weak alternator. So I went ahead and went to O'Reilly's, got me an alternator. Unfortunately, they ended up shipping me the incorrect one, and then after waiting another couple of days, actually I'm not going to do this on top of the car because I don't want to scratch it up. After waiting a couple of days, they finally got me the right one. I'll tell you a quick funny story, but before we do that, let's just unwrap it. Let's just get to work and replace the alternator first, then pull the Fox body in here finally because the Fairmont's gone, and get the radiator replaced. And then we can do some watt stuff to see what air fuel is and see if I have to jet down or jet up. I suspect because of the hot mugginess that's happening here, and apparently we're in fall in Florida now, I don't think it's gonna need a jet change. I think if anything it's gonna be on the leaner side. I mean, if you want to be in the 12.5, if it's 12.5 all the way up until 6,000 RPMs, just leave it alone. I'm not looking to super duper dial it in when it's on the street. Dyno is different, but street conditions change. So if it's in the 12s, I'm a happy guy. I get it, lean is mean, but I'm not looking to be ragged edge. I want the thing to be safe, make 450, 460 wheel, and be a happy guy. And if I go to the track, obviously we'll have to talk about wheel and tire setup because the drag radials are not gonna cut it at the track with the current clutch situation. But anyway, enough talking, let's get to work on the car. So for those of you that saw the last video and couldn't really get a sense of how the engine bay looks now because the sun was giving it some decent glare, here you go. I still want to replace the wires, make them black. I still want to replace the throttle linkage because that's just not cutting it, but man, it's just cleaner than it was. Obviously, you know, it's not the cleanest, but it's pretty clean. So alternator, let's get it replaced and give you a quick funny story that happened. So the reason I don't post much on Facebook, and a lot of you guys kind of ask like, oh, Alex fell off, he's not on Facebook out of all things. Like imagine you're judged because you don't post on Facebook of all stupid platforms. So I said on one of the posts, I said, hey, does anybody have, because I had ordered the alternator and the wrong one came in. So I was like, does anyone have a 3G alternator Fox body? So we all know in the Fox body game, 3G alternators did not come stock in a Fox body. Everybody knows that. But I wanted to be a little more, you know, I don't say specific, but hey, I need it for my Fox body. Obviously the modifications have been done, so I need an alternator. And sure enough, nobody answers the question by saying, yes, I have one, or no, I don't have one. They go, well, they give you the history of the application and the wiring you need. That's why I don't post on Facebook, because nobody there knows what the hell they're talking about, number one. Number two, the advice they give you makes no sense based on the post. Number three, you ever try to sell anything on Facebook? know how difficult it is to find someone that says, I have the part, or I have money, and here it is. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get this stuff. The alternator light would kick on when gotta get my chalk. There you go, wheel chalk. Boy, that brought back memories, awful ones. Really awful memories. Don't remember being that difficult at all. Where are my keys? So if everything goes well, hooking up the battery is a good idea. So I have a suspicion I'll be taking all this apart again, but we'll see. 1, 2. Gotta love carburetors. Starts. Rev it up. No alternator light, that's nice. Nice to see. Check it out. Or amperage light. Usually this little amp light would pop up. Cool. I gotta work on the idle and stuff because I think idle's a little too low now. And it's a constant battle to adjust things. Yeah, listen to the alternator. I don't have high hopes for you, buddy. They said it had a year warranty, so keeping that receipt because I have a suspicion it's gonna fail. This radiator replaced. Oh, baby. It's a Griffin. I thought it was like a V-Cool, but it's a Griffin radiator. So, you shut this, There you go. There's the difference. Quite different, but you gotta understand what radiators do. Capacity is one thing. Flow is another. Does the air have a harder time passing through this or through this? And this is a newer design versus an older design. So, you know, it might, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Temperatures over 180 are not desirable. So, enough talking. Let's put it on. Get the fan in, make sure everything works properly. Take it for a ride, see what air fuel is. Fill it up and see what the temps get up to. mess around in there. Yeah, I've gained a little bit of clearance here. You know, that's super nice. Thank you, Rob. Parts Farm Rob. Thank you very much. That's super good, man. Really appreciate you. All right, let's get fluid in her, get her started, drive her around a little bit. Let's see if it gets warm. If not, we're pretty much good, and we can have a cruiser and mess around a little bit on the street. Been idling for about 5 minutes. I'm about to die. Very cool. Very cool. Very nice. Idling right where I want it. Maybe a little higher, but we'll take it out for a spin and see how it does. So far, so good. This chop is so nice. If only you knew how hard it was just to set up the shot. So, got some gas, gonna drive it a little bit, try to get air fuel with the GoPro, and just get my general driving impressions and sights and sounds. Got the mic, so hopefully the sound is good. So, it seems to start phenomenal. I'm really happy. Look at how it shakes. I'm happy with how it starts. I'm really happy with the drivability. Even though it's a cammed, 351, it's, for what it is, it's pretty drivable. It's kind of hard to explain for people that have never driven a crazy cammed car what to expect out of it. It's gonna start chopping no matter what you do at 1500 RPMs. So, if you're decelling and you hit 1500 RPMs, it's gonna start to give you a little bit of a chop. It's just how it is. Now, the other thing is, because it's carbureted, the RPM drop is a lot faster. There is no dash pot. Dash pot is like a mechanism that slows down the decel rate of the engine, and this car doesn't have that. So you have to drive accordingly. A lot of you guys complain that the RPMs hang on S550s. Well, they do that so that you can get it into the gear on the easier side. Without that, they drop really quickly, and it's a little clunky, and you have to anticipate the shifts. But aside from that, the Parts Farm really sold me a damn solid car. I put about $1,500 into it total after I bought it from them, just to clean up odds and ends. New carburetor. The Brawler series carburetor is wonderful. I haven't really had to do much to it, and it's just been out of the box great, and I'm really happy about that, because knowing how carburetors work, there's a lot of tuning involved, a lot of tinkering, but once I got everything set up, and once Thunder was able to dial in everything with the timing and sealed up the intake, I haven't had to really chase many issues since then. So just got to put a little bit of money into it. It seems to be good, but I think this car has 410s. It either had, because this is a 2810 tire, and the shifts come up pretty quickly. Also, it's torquey. It's got legitimate torque, and it makes you wonder, what can this thing run? I don't have to rev it out. It reminds me of the Corvette, where all I have to do is just kind of get on the gas a little bit, and it just goes where it's going to go. I'll try not to talk too much, but temperatures are at about 160, maybe 165, and they're staying there. Just cruising, and it's 160, 2,000 RPMs, 40 miles an hour after the flogging. Temps are nice and cool. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate you. Actually, I'll do a while pull in third here, but the Tesla next to me thinks I'm going to be racing him. But it in third just so I can have a slower sample, meaning a longer sample. Oh, I need power steering in this son of a bitch, like you read about. Okay, what? From 12.1 the whole way to about 60-100. I'm leaving it there. I told you guys that if it's in the 12s, I'm leaving it there, and it was 13.0, 12.7, 12.6, 12.5, and I haven't done any changing to the jetting. I'll leave it there. It's not on fire, so that's a good thing. Oh yeah, skinnies don't turn. So, a little watt pull here. Boy, skinnies do not like to turn, and I gotta be careful with driving skinnies on the street and taking kind of semi-aggressive turns. It's just not happy. I'm gonna give it a 1-2, see what it does. Oh yeah, oh my God, guys. Guys, this is legit a 10-second car. Like, legit. It has to be. And I figured out, because I remember I had to labor a lot to get these things into gear growing up. And, you know, let me just give the shifter a little more sauce. And I thought the clutch was locking me out, and definitely not. I was able to get into gear at 6,000 RPMs, and the pull is very good for being a pump gas car. So all right, let me go right back home so I don't blow it up. And I vlogged it semi-close to home without breaking the speed limit. But yeah, that's probably going to be the next thing. It has to go to the track. I think drag radials are perfect for it on the street. A bias ply would be more favorable at the track, because I think I'll get a better 60 with the drag radial than I'm sorry, I think I'll get a better 60 with a bias ply than a drag radial on a prepped track. So that's going to be next. So yeah, let's end it here before I total the car, and because I'm having way too much fun. And then we'll give you guys updates if we take this guy to the track. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll talk to you later.